Hey everyone, for this project it is oil change time on the BMW. If you think that's kind of boring, I'm going to try to make this video more interesting by using the lift, doing an unboxing and assembly of this Harbor Freight service cart, and the real reason for this video, I've already unboxed it, but it's going to be the first use of my tall oil catcher. Alright, so it looks like what we have is a bunch of hardware for the supports that will be the corner pieces on the shelves. In true Harbor Freight fashion, it's already broken a little bit, but that's okay. That should be fine. And then a bunch of hardware for these big casters. They're actually pretty decent. They seem like they'll roll pretty nice. And then it's got a little push handle with a little bit of rust maybe on it already. But this is just going to be for the garage and it should be good enough. It's going to be for things like changing oil, where you just need to put a tool down and then roll the cart away later. So I'm going to assemble this and then start using it. You have to be a little bit careful because two of these are swivel and two of them are regular. So you want the swivels to be on the same side. Alright, one down, 3 to go. All 4 wheels are on. Next up, I need to put these corner braces on, and then I can put the top on the bottom. It's also really nice when you find a use for that weird tool that's been sitting in the back of your toolbox and you don't even remember where you got it or why you have it, but it's the perfect thing for fixing Harbor Freight quality control. Now, the only thing left to do is put this part up here and put the handle on, and then we'll be ready to use it and change some oil. And there we go, fully assembled. Pretty sturdy for what it is, I think. To be totally honest, I didn't read the instructions, so I think this piece is probably supposed to be on the outside, on the top and the bottom. But I'm not going to worry about it. I might add some wood in each one of these shelves, just some plywood to give it a little bit more rigidity, and also to help keep it from getting terribly dented. But that's it. This is kind of a be careful what you wish for moment, because now that I have a lift and I can put my cars so far up in the air, now all my tools are out of reach. So this should definitely help with that, along with the tall oil catch. And now I'm pretty much ready to go. The only thing I need to do is actually change the oil. So BMW is so fancy that they hide their oil drain plug under this little door. Throw a 17mm wrench on it. Ooh, almost missed. Didn't miss my hand though. And now I need to find a rag. This thing is kind of flimsy and it's a little cheap to put together, but I'll link it in the description. It's actually pretty nice. It's hard to have any complaints about it. The other nice thing about this is it has a little screen, so you can just let your oil plug drop and it won't go all the way into the bucket. I think the washer might have just... Nope, there it is. I'm using a man filter, cartridge filter, and it comes with a new O-ring as well as a new washer for the drain plug. That's an important step in changing your oil if you don't want the oil to leak from the drain plug. So I'm going to pull that out and then put this plug back in. New washer is installed, and in it goes. For the case of the E90 BMWs, it's a 17mm size bolt, and you want to give that just snug enough so it's not going to leak, but not so snug that you're going to strip it. It is an aluminum oil pan, so you have to be a little bit careful. And then close the door, and now we can lower it back down. So in this car, the oil filter is nicely right here on top. So on this car there's actually two O-rings that need to be changed. There's the main one right here, and it's always a good idea to throw a little oil on it before you put it on, just to make sure it seals well. And then there's another much smaller one down here at the end. And again, my fingers are pretty oily at this point. And then this filter just presses on until it doesn't anymore, and now it's ready to go in the car. Alright, the filter's back in. Put it back in the opposite way that I took it out. It's just hand tight. That should be plenty. Now, the next step is grab a funnel and start putting in the fresh oil. That's pretty much it. Filter's over here, the rest of the oil draining out of it. This car takes just under 7 quarts, so I put in pretty much just under 7 quarts. The cart worked great, the oil catcher worked great, the lift worked great, oil is changed, first oil change with the new shop. This was pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you on the next one.